It is a privilege to be joined on the summit today by Carlotta Kloppenburg-Pruitt, who is the head women's basketball coach for Southern Oregon. And in Ashland, they have a new record for a winning streak. It was 21, it went to 22, and it is now at 23, Coach, as you all won a couple of games this weekend. A 67-41 win over Bushnell on Friday to set a new record, and then a 10-point victory over Corbin on Saturday as well. So the record's now 23. Let's start right there, Coach. Congratulations on opening your season just about as well as you possibly could.
Thank you. Yeah, you don't really plan that. Obviously, you try to win every game, but, I think it's been kind of a whirlwind as the season, is starting to end. We only have 5 regular season games left, which is crazy. But it's been a lot of fun. We've had some really tough ones, and we've had some that we play, really well. So just trying to stay consistent with what we're doing and just continuing to get better every day.
I know, Coach, you don't plan it that way, but obviously you game plan to try to do your best every time out. And you've been successful with that this year. And so, again, props to you, props to the team. Obviously, a great game plan, night in and night out, and you all are executing very well. And speaking about that, on the offensive end, I did want to hit a couple of points that stand out. 78 points per game, give or take, right about that. One of the tops in the country in that mark. So, I know you want to play defense well, but your offense has taken over and has made a statement this season.
Yeah, I think, we let our defense fuel our offense. And I feel like, for the most part, our players can kind of relax on the offensive end when you're not pressing so much to score. You're more thinking about what we're going to do on the defensive end. And so creating turnovers and creating easy baskets can lead to just building some confidence on that end. And as well as just, the players that we have, the returners have all, worked extremely hard to get better and to be able to put the ball in the basket even better. And then some of our newcomers have come in and just fit really well within the system. And, we're very good offensive players where they came from, and just, translated into what we've done. And for them to be able to fit that quickly is impressive. And sometimes it's hard to kind of look back and say, wow, having somebody, like Morgan, who's played at a couple different schools, to be able to do what she's doing this year. Our junior college players, Bridget McIntyre, to be able to just translate to the speed of the game that easily is really impressive. And that just really shows the work that they've put in, and how they've been able to, just continually work to fit in, and learn, not even fit in, but just learn the system and learn where they're going to get their shots from too.
In 2025, almost instinctively it's going to be a different roster just about every single year. So to have that kind of gel, Coach, you're exactly right. 78 points a game, among the tops in the country, leading the Cascade Conference with that output each and every night. But behind the arc, shooting well also, second in the nation in three-point percentage. Does the offense, you were talking about the defense leading the offense, does it lead to a quick three, or are those designed set plays, or are they just, able to find that open shot?
Well, we love to play in transition. That's a really big one. And we have some really great shooters on the perimeter that, when we're running, it's really hard to guard because we're pushing the ball. We've got our post rim running. And so that's leaving shooters open a lot as well. And we have some shooters that just can flat out shoot it that I've never seen, before. And, with Bridget, she's, I think, shooting almost 50% from the 3-point line, which is pretty crazy. And she can shoot it really deep and is very accurate. And, we've got players coming off the bench that, they know their role. And when they're open, they better let it fly. And they've worked extremely hard to not only improve their accuracy, but also just how quickly they're getting their shot off, because they're getting guarded so much tighter. They don't have a ton of space to be able to get that shot off. And so yeah. I think it really just shows the amount of work that they've put in to do that. And just, making sure that they're confident, you put the work in, shoot the ball if you're open, and no one's going to get mad at you if you miss it. That's kind of how we, because we're going to rely on our defense. And I think hopefully gives them some confidence to be able to do that. And yeah, again, just the work that they've put in the off season has really translated to that.
Makes a difference if you know that you're not going to get benched if you fire a shot from
Yeah.
outside too. So I'm sure it does. We're visiting now with Coach Carlotta Kloppenburg-Pruitt here on Midwest Sports Net today. You're on the Summit, one of a handful of people who has all 5 vowels in her name, by the way. And I encourage you, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. We enjoy talking about small college sports and more throughout the Midwest and beyond, and random other trivial facts like that, Coach. We'll just throw those in every now and again. 4th year at the program there in Ashland, and at this point in a coaching tenure, and I realize that with the COVID year, there are going to be, some things, there are going to be some holdovers a little bit. And as you talked about, transfers and junior college players that come in, but really in the 4th year, it kind of gets that feel that it's your team. From the 1st year and 2nd year, there's still a lot of transition, but the 4th year, it's yours. Talk about this being your program, your team right now.
Well, when I first started, I really felt that the players that were here, they just really bought into what we wanted to do. And I would have recruited any one of them. And so I was really lucky to inherit them. And they really were the catalysts for not only being able to recruit great players to come in, but helped recruit for me, because they were bought into the system and what we were trying to do. And so, even though they may not have been my players that I recruited, they really started all of this. And then I still have two of them that were here when I first got here that are just huge, leaders, and do whatever they need to do for the program. And just that unselfishness is really worn off on everybody else. And, I love recruiting junior college. I was a junior college player. I feel like they come in ready to go. They've got a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. And so I love that. And, we have quite a few of them, and then just trickling in freshmen here and there as we can. And next year we'll have a lot because we have 7 seniors. We're losing a lot, and so it'll look very different next year. But again, it really started with that first group. And Cammie Walk, who is an assistant for me now, she now is recruiting and doing all that stuff. And I got lucky to inherit her, and was lucky that she played for me. So it started with that group, and we've just been able to continue to build on what we started with. And people are seeing that. I think, we recruit a lot in California, a lot in Oregon, and people are starting to see what we're doing here and want to be a part of it.
You mentioned Morgan Baird just a little bit earlier. I'd like to talk about some of those players too. She's hitting nearly 60% from the field by herself. Emma Schmierbach hitting right at 50% right now. As of this recording, 50% from the field. Pretty impressive number. McIntyre sisters as well, playing well for you. Talk a little bit about this team and the production you're getting, not only from those players, but more.
Yeah, I mean, she's just such a big presence inside, and has such a soft touch, lefty. So she catches people off guard every once in a while. I think now they've got her pretty scouted out, but it also doesn't really matter. She's really good going both ways, and just has a great touch around the rim, but is also a very good passer. And so just her, catching the ball in the post is creating so much, not only for her, but for everybody else around her. And that's just created open driving lanes for our drivers, or maybe an open cut when she's getting doubled. And we've really, tried to work on a lot of, where do we cut from when she is doubled? Where do we get to the spots? And she'll find you. And so, her just presence on the floor, she just creates so much space for everybody when she does touch it, and is obviously very efficient when she gets it in there. And doesn't matter if she's got 3 bodies on her, she's probably going to finish through it anyway. She's just really tough down there.
Well, an impressive team, an impressive record right now, 23-0 on the year with 23 straight wins to open the season. Again, you can't ask for much better than that, but the season isn't over, Coach. And you mentioned just 5 games left, and it is amazing how quickly a season can come and go. Right now, though, riding a high, number 4 team in the country, according to the NAIA national rankings. 5 games left, so you go to Walla Walla on Valentine's Day, and then you're on the road at Lewis Clark State the next day, and then, of course, 3 games at home after that. Cascade Conference Tournament, NAIA Tournament. I'm sure that you're going to make it into that as well. So just tell us about this next weekend that's coming up on the road, 2 more road games.
Yeah, well, this is probably, one of the toughest road trips we have. It's a 8.5 hour bus ride to Walla Walla. We play them at 12 o'clock on Friday. So just kind of a different, we got to wake up. We're at the gym at 10:30, after riding the bus 8 hours. So it's a difficult trip. And then the next day you're playing at LC State, who's one of the top teams in the country. Extremely talented, very great crowd when you go there. And it's a 2-hour bus ride from Walla Walla to LC. So, it's definitely the hardest. Them and the Eastern Oregon C of I trip, are the hardest trips for us, just as far as travel goes. But our players love it. They take their whole bed on the bus. They play cards. They they have a ton of fun as we're going, and so they don't think about that part too much. It's more of just the experience that we're on. But really huge weekend for us. Both really good teams, and that's the thing about this conference is the way that we travel as well. Every game is going to be a battle. Playing back to back, every single game is going to be a battle, and everybody's giving you their absolute best. And so we have to come out ready and prepared for everybody. So again, this trip is a tough one, and then we come back home and we play Oregon Tech in a makeup game at home, and so it doesn't get easier after that. That's for sure. So just really trying to stay focused on what we're doing and what our game plan is.
Yeah, that was a big one, and that was moved because of weather. So that one's also there. There's a lot going on. I know, Coach, knowing this team, you're not going to surprise anyone, especially not at this point in the year with the 23-0 record. But success to you all as you work through the rest of this season and head into postseason play and continue this as long as you absolutely can. We're going to be following your run through the remainder of this season and into the postseason. Coach Carlotta Kloppenburg-Pruitt, thank you so much for taking time with us today. We appreciate you being here with us on the Summit.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.